When it comes to making a decision to purchase a home, many people find themselves in a difficult position as they weigh the pros and the cons out, whether they should buy now or whether they should wait. The main thing that you want to consider in this dilemma is the cost of waiting. Now, delaying to purchase a home can end up costing you more in the long run. Now, you want to stick around to the end of the video so you don't miss any of the important information that we want to share with you about this great topic of the cost of waiting. And we're going to get at it right now. Now, if this is your first time to our channel, you want to go ahead and like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be the first to receive all of the current market information that we want to share with you about this great city. My name is Michelle Capers, and I'm the broker in charge of moving forward real estate. And believe it or not, we get calls and texts and emails from clients just like you on a daily basis looking to move to this great city. Now, whether you're a buyer or a seller or even an investor looking to move in 90 days or 9 months, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and all of our information will be in the description box below. We want to help you make a smooth move to the great city of Fayetteville, North Carolina and its surrounding areas. Now let's go ahead and jump into that video. Higher interest rates and higher home prices and decrease in available inventory are just a few factors that can increase the cost of purchasing a home. Now, you may not want to wait to buy if you are in a position to do so. Buy now or wait until 2024? That is the question prospective homeowners are struggling to answer in today's housing market. Home prices have skyrocketed through the pandemic, and as the Federal Reserve worked to tame the inflation, this has made mortgage rates rise. The combination is leading many would-be buyers to pick the wait side of the fence. According to the Fannie Mae Home Purchase Sentiment Index, released early in July, 78% of the consumers believes it's a bad time to purchase a home. However, after being at a constant disadvantage for the past few years, things are starting to look better for home buyers in many parts of the country. According to the National Home Price Index, up until February, home prices had declined for 7 consecutive months, although they are starting to rise again. So is it time to buy a home, or is it better for you to wait in hopes that the prices or the rates see a significant drop soon? Here are some key considerations that will help you make your move going forward. Even though they've fallen from last year's peaks, mortgage rates are still high and home prices have started to rise again. Now, together, these factors might discourage you from buying a home right now. Still, no matter which way the real estate market is leaning, buying now means that you can start building equity immediately. It also means that you can avoid the potential for additional mortgage rate increase in the future. Rising rates can bring a serious issue for your monthly budget, and it also will result in you paying more in interest over the life of your loan. If you was to find a property that you would love to call your home, you should not wait. That would be my advice. Go ahead and pursue and move forward in that home, because you cannot time the market. And any type of investment, definitely like a home, this is a long-term investment. So move forward, especially if you've fallen in love with this home. Now, what happens is when the mortgage rates drop, more buyers come back into the market and the home prices is going to rise. So this is the problem when it comes down to waiting. So if you wait too long and more buyers start coming back into the market, it's going to make it very competitive, which is going to cause the demand to be higher. So with that being said, the prices of the homes are going to go up. So until you waiting has cost you more money, because that same home that you could have gotten a year or two prior for maybe $10,000 to $20,000 less, it's going to be more, and it's going to be more competitive. Now, we have a saying in the real estate world, and it is marry the house but date the rate. So to put it in another way, it means that even if you're paying a little bit higher on your interest rate right now, but it's a home that you love, within a year period of time, you can refinance, being that if the interest rates are lower. So, and that's a factor too in and of itself. You don't want to get yourself in a position where you can't afford the payment that the monthly payment, your mortgage payment at this time, because you don't know how long you're going to have to make that payment. You know, we are predicting and hoping that the interest rates are going to go down, but we don't know when that time is going to come. So you want to position yourself that whatever your mortgage rate is at this time, that you're able to maintain that until those interest rates drop. So these are some things to consider, the next couple of points that we're going to talk about. And if you can answer yes to these 3 questions, now would probably be a good time for you to buy. Now, number 1, you need to ask yourself, what is my credit score? Now, if you already haven't done so, you need to check out our video on home buying tips. And what you need to do is make sure that your credit score is at least a 620 and above. For this area, you should be able to get financing if your credit score is a 620 and above. Now, you always want to try to shoot for the higher credit scores, especially here in this area. If you can get your credit score over a 640 or above, you will qualify for the down payment, the North Carolina down payment assistance. And it used to be $8,000 that you would get as that assistance, but now it is up to $15,000, you all. So yes, it's a big thing. It's very, very important for you to work on your credit score to make sure that you can have a 640 and above to be able to utilize that $15,000. Everybody can use $15,000, especially when it comes down to purchasing a home, because there's so many expenses involved in that. But check out that video, because we'll go into details about what you need to do to get yourself better prepared to purchase in a home. But make sure you work on that credit score. Let's not even worry about the 620. Let's shoot for 640 and above. Now, number 2 is, have you saved up enough for your down payment? Now, again, just going back to number 1, what we just talked about, if your credit score, and if you're a first-time home buyer, I want to kind of plug that in. If you're a first-time home buyer, that's how you will qualify for this down payment assistance program. So you have to be a first-time home buyer, and your credit score has to be over a 640. Now, you also want to make sure that you save up just in case you can't meet that threshold. It's imperative that you have some cash on hand saved up, and in my video as well, we talked about an amount, but you want to go ahead and try to save up anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000. So we'll get a little bit more detailed in when we find that specific home for you, and we'll be able to discuss all of the things that you have to pay out of pocket. So the third thing that you want to consider or think about is, are you planning to stay in that home for a while, or even just keep that home for a while? And there's a lot of things that we can talk about regarding that specific topic. Now, when it comes down to putting down your down payments and return on investment, you never want to purchase a home and a year or 2 later try to sell that home, because you'll probably be upside down in that as far as what you invested into it. So let's say, for instance, you purchased a home a year or 2 ago. It didn't appreciate much over those years, and you put down $10,000. You had to actually come out of pocket $10,000 when you purchased this home. Now you're going to try to sell it, so you're going to have to try to recoup those commissions and everything else that you paid, the closing costs. You're going to have to almost pay that back, so you're at a deficit right now. So just to sell that home, if it hasn't appreciated, you're going to have to probably come out of pocket $10,000, if not more. So you want to take that in consideration when you're purchasing a home. This is a long-term investment, even if you're military, and we have done that in a couple of places that we have been. We've purchased a home in Texas, we purchased one in Alaska, and as you all know, being military, you can't control when you move, so we had to PCS, so we rented it out for those years. So we just recently sold, the one in Alaska, and then we're looking to sell the one in Texas, but we've had that home for about 15 years now. So you just want to take that into consideration. Fayetteville is a great market to invest in, even if you're going to be here just, about 3 years or a little bit, less. Go ahead and purchase, but plan to get some renters in there. You don't want to sell the home within a year or two of you buying it. The longer you hold on to it, you're going to build up more equity, and that way you'll be able to see the return on investment for what you put out to purchase this home. Now, I know that this was a lot that we talked about today. Is it a good time to buy now, or should you wait next year, or should you wait the year after that? That is not an answer that I can specifically tell you. You are the one that knows your budget. You know where you stand right now as far as your credit. You know where you stand right now as far as being able to afford a home at this time. So ultimately, you will have to be the one to make that decision. But again, I would say to you, if you do have the credit, and if you can support a mortgage off of the interest rate that we are at that time, and then if you have saved up some money, you have some money down, and you're planning on utilizing this home to make money for you, meaning that you're trying to hold on to it for some years, especially if you found something that you have fallen in love with, you have already qualified. Let's go ahead and put pen to paper and submit that offer for you, because if you don't, the bottom line is you have to live somewhere, so you're probably renting somewhere. So I would just like for you to do your own due diligence and go to the drawing board and see what you're paying now, and in retrospect what you would be paying for in a mortgage, and then weigh those two out, count up the costs, because even if you are paying the same amount in a mortgage or even a little bit more, you are still investing in yourself versus throwing your money away. Now, am I a person that's saying you shouldn't rent, you should buy, it's smarter to buy and not rent, and so on and so forth? No, I'm not, because we all have to do what works for us, and we all need a place to stay. However, if you are in a position that you're able to do that and you're checking off all of those three points that we talked about today, go ahead and invest in yourself. Take that plunge. Don't be fearful. Go ahead and make the move, because you don't want to make the mistake of waiting too long and then the interest rates go up. Or even if they don't go up, see, the thing is, you all, that you might not be considering, even if the interest rates stay at this level, you're going to be paying more for that house in the end. The houses here in this area, they're appreciating year after year after year. So even if the interest rates go down, if you're paying $10,000 or $20,000 more for that house, it's still, you're still going to have a higher mortgage payment. If you can do it, I would go ahead and buy now versus waiting until later, especially if you're in a position and if you found something that you like. And then even if you're paying a little bit more on the interest rate that you would rather not, it's not a favorable interest rate, even though they have dropped, they're still kind of high at this time. You do have that option of within a year or so to go ahead and refinance. So marry the home, date the rate. Leave us some comments in the description box below. We would like to hear from you. And as always, we are moving forward one home at a time, and we will see you in the next video.